Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to today's unseen video. This is where we round up all the talking points from social media, and we've got a few bits in the folders, but obviously it's a bit like the calm before the storm. The storm being this weekend when we've got Worlds Collide and we've got Money in the Bank, and obviously next week we've got a World Championship match on Raw as well between Jay and Gunther. So really so many streams coming up, big streams coming up as well, and obviously some big videos as a result. So few bits in this one, but some bigger stuff, I'm sure, on the way. Certainly bigger stuff on the way for Goldberg, because he has said that he's suffered a few injuries. He says that he's extremely limited due to his left knee, right? And as a result, he can't run without feeling pain whilst training for this retirement match. He also says he's blown his shoulder out, he's blown his bicep out, he's kind of fallen apart, pulled a hamstring. So, yeah, physically, really not in a good place. So, don't know when we're doing this match. Still haven't heard as to the show that this is going to happen on. I'm thinking SummerSlam. I mean, it's this year, isn't it? So, I don't think that they're going to do it on like a B show. I think it would be a Saudi show. Probably SummerSlam, though. You know, Goldberg's last match. That's got a bit of a pull to it. It's maybe not as big of a deal as it would have been, say, 5-10 years ago, but it's got a little bit of something to it. So, yeah, just worth knowing that when we do get to that, it should be awful because he's falling apart. Right, we've got updated betting odds here for Worlds Collide. So, honestly, I can't quite remember the cards, so this is going to help. So, Vikingo taking on Chad Gable. Vikingo is minus 3,000 favourite. So, yeah, very, very firm favourite. Of course, that is for the AAA Mega Championship. It's like a top title match. It's kind of weird to think that Chad Gable, out of nowhere, has just secured himself a AAA Mega Championship match. But he has, but he is the underdog. So, Vikingo, firm favourite there. Then, of course, we got the Fatal 4-Way for the NXT North American Championship. This is Rey Fenix against Laredo Kid against Javon Evans against champion Ethan Page. Ethan Page minus 3,000 favourite. So here's the favourite. Javon's second favourite. Then it's Laredo Kid's Rey Fenix actually joint third. Here we got the 6-man tag match. Latino World Order, LWO, taking on Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana, who we got introduced to, saw on NXT. We've actually got a little video of him in this unseen, so we'll be getting to see a little bit more of Mr. Iguana in a bit. But yeah, in regards to this, very close, but they do have Mr. Iguana, Aerostar, Octagon Jr. picking up the win, minus 160. Very, very close, though. Very, very close. So they're not totally sure which way that's going to go, but they've gone with the AAA superstars. And then we got the tag match. Is that the last one? Yeah, it looks like the last one we've got odds for. So Chick Tormentor and Dalise plus 700. Stephanie and Lola minus 2,000. So they're thinking that it's going to be a bit of a mixed bag here, which I could see, actually. I could see some AAA stars getting wins. I could see some WWE stars getting wins. And that's how they're kind of seeing it shaking out. So, yeah, interesting. I do like looking at the odds. We looked at the odds the other day for Money in the Bank. So good to be able to jump in and have a look at some Worlds Collide odds. I feel like this is probably the tweet I've been tagged in the most today, so a big thank you to everyone that's tagged me in this and shown me this. I don't know how much really to read into this. I think it's one of those that it's worth knowing about, but really you can't really do much with it or kind of get too carried away with it because it's just coming from Coach. He says that there's a power struggle brewing in TKO with tensions between Triple H and The Rock playing a major role. There's a strong chance that Triple H could be forced out of WWE and no longer running creative within 18 months. It's one of those, I mean, I don't really feel like this is new news because all during the Wrestlemania build conversations are there issues behind the scenes between The Rock and Triple H. Do you remember going all the way back to the Netflix premiere of Raw and The Rock came out and he was like out of character? And there was conversations then about who's keeping this guy in check. And so I feel like throughout 2025, we've been having these conversations. But I don't know. I'm guessing he's still heard a few bits, people talking, whatever. And so this news has kind of blown up again today. I'm not aware of any new incidents between them. So that's why I'm saying this feels a little bit throwaway. It feels a little bit like slow news day. What can we dig up? What can we say? What kind of buzz can we generate? And this has been the story that's really done the rounds. But I'm not aware that there's any new issues. So in many ways, the same conversation we've been having throughout 2025. So listen, I don't know what the future holds, Triple H. I did think something today, which I hadn't really considered. And that is that Triple H is not safe in any way. And I'm not even talking about The Rock. I'm talking about ratings. You know, like how the ratings have been so-so. They've been so-so. I can't really say the ratings are, you know, anything special. I think they're doing like 1.3 million for Smackdown on the USA Network, which, you know, if you think last year Smackdown was doing over 2 million on Fox, here we are now on USA Network, you know, a step down from Fox, but 1.3. I mean, they're not going to want that getting lower. You know, they're going to want to see that number going up. And so, like, he's under pressure. He needs to make sure the ratings are strong. He needs to make sure that they don't really get any worse from here. Because if they do start falling further, TKO could make a decision to take him out and put someone else in. And that's something I hadn't considered really before earlier today. So I would say, don't forget The Rock. I'm not saying forget The Rock, but I don't know. I think he's got a few issues on his plate here. With the way that people say the shows are quite flat, the way the shows are a little bit mid at the moment, you know, under Vince, that wouldn't have mattered. Vince was never getting fired from his own company, so Vince could do and book whatever he wanted. But actually, if you think about it, Triple H, if the show is flat and the ratings fall, yeah, that is someone that could find themselves out of a job. So not only does he need to worry about The Rock and the tensions there, but he's got to make sure that these ratings don't fall to, like, you know, a further level. So that was something I thought earlier, which was interesting. As Shockwave says, there's trouble in paradise. Edward, shout out to you, said, do we think Roman is worth 15 million a year? This is another top story. Again, I don't know how much to kind of put stock into this. One thing they're not going to want to do is lose Roman Reigns. WWE are not going to want to lose Roman Reigns, all right? He gets paid 15 million a year. They easily make that back in merch sales, ticket sales, the amount of people that tune in to see what's next for Roman globally. Like, he more than deserves that money, right? More than deserves that money. No problems whatsoever. But TKO are looking to make as much money as possible and spend as little as possible. So they are apparently, allegedly, wanting to renegotiate with Roman so that they can get that kind of 15 million down. Now, Roman's not going to be pleased with that, of course. So there could be some issues here. That's something that's going to need to be worked out. It might be that he gets some more perks, but they're not perks that are going to really cost TKO anything. You know, it might be that they, you know, I don't know, say that we'll give you another world title run, or you can main event WrestleMania, or, you know, we've got this project that we can figure out for you, or, you know, whatever. That's not going to cost them any money. And as a result of giving him that, they could maybe then start reducing down the 15 million they actually pay him. So I don't know. It's going to be very difficult if this is true. And I believe, I can't remember where this came from. It came from a bit of a strange source, but it was a source that really was adamant that this news was legit. It came from Lucha Libre Online, right? Said, I was at the gym receiving information and studying what I'm about to share with you, and wow. Honestly, the more I saw the data being shared with me by Lucha Libre presidents, I don't know how they've got the information. I couldn't believe it. After I finished at the gym, I sat down to look at everything. And what I'm going to talk to you about has to do with Roman Reigns. That's right, Roman Reigns. I never thought we would be discussing this topic. I was surprised, and I think you'll be even more shocked. So on the Last Word podcast featuring Coachman, they revealed shocking news. They said that TKO executives are reconsidering how to handle Roman. While they won't outright release him, of course they're not going to do that, right? He brings too much to the company. He won't be making the 15 million per year anymore. It goes into really good detail, actually, talking about how he actually gets paid 5 million as a base salary, and then on top of that, he gets extra money for pay-per-view matches. He gets money from 2K, promotional events, merch. He gets 30% from merch, from their sales, bonuses for international shows. He gets a share of ticket sales, and that's how he gets from his base 5 million to 15 million. They're probably going to want to renegotiate some of these percentages. Like maybe going forward, he'll get 20% from his merch. You know, listen, TKO, they are trying to make as much as possible by increasing merch costs and ticket costs in particular, getting more sponsors in. And they're obviously like, you know, releasing people, trying to cut the wage budget, trying to cut all back on a few things, letting some people go from the head office. This is just another attempt to try and save a bit of money. They are ruthless. But again, I have to keep stressing it. One thing I feel very confident about is that we're not going to be saying goodbye to Roman Reigns, right? I don't believe we need to even consider that. Okay, the mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, has once again called on Triple H to bring Wrestlemania to London. He says, I'd love for Wrestlemania to come to London. Triple H, if you're watching, we want Wrestlemania to come to London. I mean, this to me is a politician doing politician things. Why do I say that? Well, I say that because WrestleMania was meant to be going to New Orleans. Then Las Vegas came in with a boatload of money, and all of a sudden now it's switched and it's going to Vegas. And so that says to me, just like everything else with TKO, you show the money and you can pretty much get what you want, right? Show them the money. I mean, you could have WrestleMania in your back garden if you had enough money. Right? If you show them the money, I'm pretty sure they would consider doing it flipping anywhere you want in a car park or anywhere, as long as you back it up with the right number. So, you know, him saying, Triple H, I hope you're watching this interview. Please bring Wrestle. Shut up. You're embarrassing the UK. You're embarrassing me, right? The bottom line is you have to show them the money. Yeah? If you want it to come to London, saying please and all this kind of stuff ain't going to get you anywhere, you boomer. You've got to show the money. That's what everyone else is doing, and they're getting things as a result. So, London, wake up. Right, here we go. This is a preview for Smackdown.
We are closing in on Money in the Bank, and the weekend kicks off tomorrow night on Smackdown. We are in SoCal. Smackdown is coming to you live 8/7 Central on USA and around the world on Netflix from Bakersfield, California. And folks, let's start with this. Every single participant in the men's and women's Money in the Bank matches will be in the house tomorrow night on SmackDown. Yes, every representative of both Raw and SmackDown will be there. I can only assume that's going to lead to some explosive confrontations. Next, how about some 6-woman tag team action with Rhea Ripley teaming up with Alexa Bliss and Stephanie Vaquer to take on Naomi, Roxanne Perez, and Julia. And finally, Cody Rhodes and the World Heavyweight Champion Jey Uso. Well, they'll be in the house to confront the WWE Champion John Cena and Logan Paul one final time before their historic tag team match at Money in the Bank. That's all going down tomorrow night live, 8/7 Central on USA and around the world on Netflix for SmackDown.
Well, there we go. Seems like a pretty fun lineup, to be honest. Always good to have John in the house. I'm sure that could be a fun confrontation. Of course, it is just putting final touches before their tag match at Money in the Bank. But even so, looking forward to it. It is a go home, though, so, you know, the expectations are being kept in check. Christopher, shout out to you. So, new WWE star Mariah May has signed with Paradigm Talent Agency, who have touted her crossover appeal. She brings a rare combination of in-ring credibility, screen presence, and crossover appeal, with a growing influence across fashion, digital, and they just kind of keep like heaping praise on her. So she's literally walked through the door and she's already signed with this talent agency. I think this is the same agency that's had like Liv and Drew and quite a few people signed to it. So, but for her to come in and go straight on to being signed by them is, you know, amazing. So very good. And then Nikki put this out. And I was like, what's this about? And of course, SmackDown is in California. So I did a quick search to see where this is. And this is Los Angeles. So I'm wondering if that's the connection. I'm wondering if this is something to do with see you tomorrow, see you later, see you on SmackDown. We're in the area. I wonder if it's something along those lines. That's how I've kind of interpreted it. Could be something more meaningful, but yeah, I think it's that we should get, more from the Wyatt Six this week. And I know that's what many of you are going to be excited for. So that was WWE. Let's go other. I don't think there's loads. Larry, shout out to you. So Zeta Steele on Evolve said, the truth is, I run my mouth so much because I want my idols to attack me, and then I get my dream matches. So yeah, if you've not been watching Evolve, Natalia is on that show, and she is kind of doing a few bits down there. It definitely feels like she is building towards having some matches, maybe against Zeta Steele, certainly against Callie Armstrong at some point. But what we're more excited for is that we might see that Natty character. You can sort of see it here already. Rather than that smiley, happy to be here Natalia, we kind of want the badass Natty. That's what we're looking for. And there's definitely shades of that here. Undeniably so. Yeah, definitely excited for, what's happening here in Evolve on a Wednesday. Edward, shout out to you. Apparently, Dominic Mysterio dropped a like on Rhea Ripley's new photo. Again, just wanted to make you aware, because obviously that's going to gain traction. Dominic's a clever young man. He knows that if he leaves a like on a picture of Rhea Ripley, people are going to notice. People are going to talk. It's going to fuel, conversation about, is everything okay between Dom and Liv? People are already speculating that Dom could go off with Roxanne. So is this just kind of further adding to the kind of conversation that there might be some issues? Don't know. Interesting. Kicked out WWE star replaced. Yeah, Mattel, thank you. So in regards to this, basically Joaquin Wilde got injured the other day whilst competing in a speed match. We actually covered it in Unseen. Well, sadly, he's out of Worlds Collide now. So he's going to be replaced by, I think it's Lindsay Dorado. So he's been replaced by Lindsay Dorado. That's in that LWO match. The LWO match against Mr. Iguana and all of that. He's been replaced. And it's because he knocked himself out or got knocked out in that match. And I don't think he's now been cleared. So that's what all that's about. Wrestle Night, shout out to you. So yeah, Scrap Daddy said, it has been reported. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. Thank you to everyone that made me aware. So what is he talking about? He is talking about something that we have been avoiding talking about. Not because I don't want to talk about it, but because I don't want the person getting publicity, right? Someone created an account on X that was kind of like doxing. It was revealing Roxanne's address, although I did read that wasn't her actual address, and also like was kind of wanting her dead and all this kind of stuff. I mean, it was dark stuff. It was really bad. And obviously, when it comes to social media, you've got people of different ages, people that, kind of want to go after the person. For me, you kind of don't give them the attention they're looking for. You alert the authorities, you get in touch with X, you get in touch with WWE, you let them deal with it, and you don't interact with the person. That way they don't get the attention they're looking for. They only get the attention they're not looking for. So I didn't want to kind of publicize it, but the account has now been taken down. So, you can't go and visit it. It's done. The saga is over. WWE were made aware, which is what Adam Pearce is talking about. The account has been deleted. I don't know what other steps are being taken. That's for WWE to figure out and sort out. But basically it's been dealt with now. So yeah, really, that's a big talking point on X at the moment. But the thing is, it's happened before. It's going to happen again. And so, I know how I deal with it now. You kind of make sure that you just alert WWE, alert X. Some people were alerting the FBI. At FBI was being tagged in it and everything. So yeah, I mean, good. I hope this is properly investigated, because that's there's no place for that kind of thing at all. So that was that. Right, Carl, shout out to you. So yeah, I've seen this doing the rounds. This has been viewed a lot of times. To be honest with you, the only images that I see of this are these exact images. So this person, this example Silver 1490, I mean, I don't know here if there's not been like a bit of a Photoshop. That's the word I was looking for. So obviously you've got the tattoo and then it doesn't appear to be there. I mean, I don't think it's anything to do. It could be that it's just, it could be that that's a little lower than we think. It could be that it's just underneath the strap. I don't think so, but it could be. I mean, he's kind of got his shoulders up like this. So when he drops his, his shoulders down a bit, maybe that would actually move back a little bit. So perhaps it is just under that. If not, could it be that someone's just done a quick little Photoshop to take it out? This is what I'm thinking, right? So, yeah, I'm not really confused by it. I mean, we know it's Chad Gable. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. It is Chad's. So if that is his tattoo and a permanent tattoo, it's either got to be under this bit here and you're just not quite seeing it, or someone's just done a little bit of work by taking it out just so they've got a tweet that trends. So that's my take on it. I've not looked into it, but all the pictures that I keep getting tagged in are these exact images, rather than people going and doing like a bit of investigation work, so, and seeing what they can see for themselves. I wonder if it's one of those where if you just go and watch the video, you will easily see that the tattoo is there. You know, you'd be able to spot it and see it. So yeah, again, another one that I don't think there's much to. Honestly, I kind of feel like if we look into it, we'd be able to solve that one quite easily. Edward, shout out to you. So a minor falling out between The Rock and WWE happened just ahead of WrestleMania 40. So apparently The Rock was like, come and pick me up. And WWE were like, no, you come to us. And apparently this has come from Gallus, who were training with The Rock. And they've said, yeah, there was a bit of a back and forth, a little bit of a falling out, which is really surprising over such a petty thing. Like The Rock wanted picking up. They said that it seemed a bit like a power move. They were meant to train on the Tuesday, but it got cancelled because Rock wanted picking up. And they were like, no, you fly to us. You've got a jet. And he was like, yeah, but you pick me up. And it was like a real power thing. Strange, isn't it? Strange, just really weird. What a weird story that is. What a weird story that is. That's got nothing to do with Triple H. So, just weird. Right, let's go fun, shall we? Let's go down. Oh, yeah, that's good. So, T-Pain, right? He teased that he was going to walk away and retire from his career. And then he's just dropped this on June 3rd about how he's got a lot left in the tank. So he's used this Mark Henry meme as a way of, like, showing it was a fake tease of retiring. Love that. Very good. That's a deep cut, though. I mean, you've got to know your wrestling to know of that moment. So, ARC Gaming, shout out to you. Right, here we go. Let's find out some more about Mr. Iguana.
Pin.
Pon.
Con.
Mr. Iwan.
Año de debut.
2000.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Año de debut.
Whoa, whoa.
Pon.
Con.
Mr. Iwan.
Yezka. So that must be Yezka. So that's Mr. Iguana, and that must be Yezka. That is a hand puppet that he strokes. And occasionally he'll stick his tongue out. We saw him on NXT for the first time. I don't know what this ping pong pin thing is about at the start, but whatever.
Pin.
Pon.
Con.
Mr. Iwan.
Año de debut.
2009.
Signo zodiacal.
Cáncer.
Hobby.
Jiu-Jitsu.
Comida favorita.
El sushi.
Luchador favorito de tu infancia.
Eddie Guerrero.
Equipo deportivo favorito.
Los Tomateros de Culiacán.
What the hell is that? I don't even know what that is. It looks like tomatoes, doesn't it? The tomatoes of Culiacan. I don't know what sports team that is, though. Even she looks shocked by it. Ooh.
Lucha de ensueño en WWE.
Rey Misterio.
Tu mayor miedo.
Los Chapulines.
¿Y tu mayor miedo?
No tienen miedo de ella.
She.
No tienen miedo.
It's a she.
Pin.
Pon.
Con.
Ping pong.
Mr. Iwan.
So there we go. We found out it's a she. You know, when I started this channel, this is the content I hoped I would make. Us try to figure out the gender of a hand puppet, find out its name, and I mean, this is just wild, isn't it? So his name is Yezka, the hand puppet. It's a she, and this is Mr. Iguana. And apparently he said he's scared of grasshoppers. Your worst fear?
Los Chapulines.
Grasshoppers?
¿Y tu mayor miedo?
No tiene miedo de ella.
She has no fear. Ah, let's go. Let's flippin' go. So there we go. Mr. Iguana, we're going to be enjoying his work at Worlds Collide on Saturday, just before Money in the Bank. Ryan, shout out to you. Seth very much dislikes the Hulkster.
Superstar versus superstar, and we also want somebody that we want to see get crushed in the ring.
Okay.
That's going to be Hulk Hogan. That's going to be Hulk Hogan.
Why are you saying that?
Oh, look it up.
I'm confused.
You look it up. You'll figure it out. Yeah, we'd love to see Hulk Hogan just get kicked around a little bit by these boys. That'd be nice.
You don't like Hulk Hogan?
Complicated relationship there with the Hulkster.
Can I have it in one sentence?
Nope, you cannot. That is tricky.
Really?
You're going to have to Google that one. Yeah, you're going to have to Google that one. I think you could probably figure it out pretty easily, to be fair. It's not that tricky.
He's a bad guy, and you're a good guy.
Hollywood Hulk Hogan, not a good guy. Terry Bollea, I'm also not the best guy.
Terry Bollea, also not the best guy. So there we go. Yeah, she was out of her depth a little bit there, wasn't she? I couldn't tell if she genuinely didn't know, or if she was just trying to get him to say it. Like, can I have it in one sentence? Because she wanted the sound bite. You know, she wanted him to say it, and he was like, not having it. Google it, love. Google it. So, yeah, very good. Very good. Oh, look at this dream match. Jen DTA. Twitter just lost it, and I am here for it, says Jen DTA. Listen, we did Battle of the Billionaires before. We can go Battle of the Billionaires again. Yeah, we've done it before at WrestleMania. It was Vince and Donald Trump that time, both being represented by, well, Umaga and Bobby Lashley. Don't know who we would have this time. Would it be like Jacob, maybe? Don't know who we would have this time representing them. Maybe we just make them fight. Let's make them fight. I mean, I'm not a fan of celebrities getting into the ring, but I will make an exception. If we're going to do this as a match, I mean, I think the ratings would be really good. Really good. So let's go. Hey, look, Minute Maid. We saw Jey Uso on these the other day. Cody's on them now. So it looks like we've got a real relationship with Minute Maid. Yeah. Let's go. And that's when I told Elon to talk about the Epstein files. Mate, it's been a wild day, hasn't it? It's been a wild day. And talking to Minute Maid, look at this. Even EO loves it. She's not on the bottles, unfortunately, but they are just getting her to like pose with Minute Maids. So there we go. I wonder if she's ever actually tasted it. But, you know, hey ho. That's our champ, says Crispy. Okay, let's go. We've done other. I think we've just got community and thanks, to be honest. As we said, not crazy. Loads of stuff today. Wrestle Night, shout out to you. Says, I'm not sure if you accepted my initial invite or not, but when you joined, I just completely shocked me to my core. Glad to have you, Cross, the real leader of the Cross cult. So I believe Wrestle Night has started like a group in support of Karrion Kross. I mean, Wrestle Night's like the biggest Karrion Kross fan, right? I don't even think it's close. And so started a group, and Karrion has actually joined it. Karrion has actually joined it. I mean, who better to talk about Karrion Kross and what he's up to and some of his best moments than Karrion Kross himself? I mean, he can provide some real insight, can't he? So, no, that's excellent. That's what you dream of, isn't it? Imagine starting a group for, showing support for a wrestler, and then that wrestler joins it. Amazing. Great work, buds. Mackenzie said tickets bought and we're going. Mackenzie is going to Birmingham, UK, Raw, which is so special to me because that is not what it was called, right? You know how they changed the name of these venues. I think it was just the NEC Arena when I went. But yeah, that's where I saw my very, very first live event, WWE, going all the way back to the 90s. It's where I saw my very first live event. It's where I saw my very first concert as well. My first gig was in that exact same room. It's basically an arena. I mean, I'd imagine like if you live in Boston, then, you know, your first live event, wrestling live event, WWE is probably going to be the TD Gardens. And maybe you might end up going there to see your first gig as well. That's the same with me. So this is like one of the big arenas close to where I lived. And so this was where I went. So I got to tell you, looking at this and seeing that Raw is now in that room. This was one I was really tempted to attend. I was really tempted, and to be honest, I would have gone big. I would have green shirt guyed it, right? Not that I've got that kind of money. I would have found that money. Paid the bank a visit. Yeah. But no, instead we'll be doing the watch along for it. But that is going to be a real special one for me, that show. Doing the watch along for that is going to be really special. I don't know how it's going to look on TV, and I hope the crowd is all fired up for it. And that is just so special for me. So yeah, Mackenzie, have the best time, my friend. Have the best time. Okay, let's do thanks. Let's get out of here. So, All Game 17, Cenobite, Mark, Bradley, Edwards, Retro Ron 77, Robin, MLW Flash, Wrestling's biggest fan, Raymond, Sweet Chin Wrestling, Claire Webb, Steve, and Prain User Sports. Shout out to you guys. Not as many as usual because I did forget to share it on X. So a lot of these people are having to kind of share it and do it themselves. So massive shout out to you guys. You're real ones. You actually got the link and you shared it yourselves, which is so appreciated. That's so kind. I will try and not forget tonight. So there we go. But yeah, thanks a lot for joining us. Appreciate the support as always. I will see you later for the Smackdown watch along. Bye for now.